I'm in fantasy land. I'm trying to convince him that we should just move here. He's trying to just stay focused on you guys
I'm
and
convinced.
bringing you guys
I'm
day
ready.
5.
I'm ready to move. I'm not ready to go back at all.
No, the thing is, it's like with, you know, with the money that we have in the U.S. being here, you know, we're okay in the U.S., but here we would be living really, really well and could do so much more for ourselves, also for our family. Yeah. Anyways, but what we're really here about today, guys, and at this time, is to bring you our recap of day 5. Are you ready?
Day 5.
Day 5.
So, day 5.
Day 5 was Wednesday, sorry.
Wednesday, yeah.
Hump Day Wednesday.
Yeah, we was excited to make this trip to the resort with a driver that we trust.
That didn't charge us 2,500 birr. Surprisingly.
We would have thought that we could make it out here with that, and he's even cheaper than the ride app. So by 2,000 birr.
Really?
Yeah, because it would have cost us 3,000 birr to get out here from Addis, both ways, one way. So he only charged us like 4,000. He charged us 4,500 birr to come back and pick us up.
Yeah. So very, very. So if you guys saw our video regarding our sort of misfortune, if you will, mishap with our former tour guide, she was charging us 50,000 birr. Sorry, 5,000 birr. 5,000 birr for a short ride in the city, like a to and fro.
Yeah.
5,000. And what we're telling you now, right, is that we were able to go from central Addis all the way to Bishoftu, and then Bishoftu and back tomorrow, which is about 3 hours round trip, because it's an hour and a half coming, an hour and a half going, for 4,500. Do you see why it was so hurtful to us when we overstood that we were being exploited and being exploited by a hefty amount?
Yeah, because
2 short rides,
that's
5,000 birr.
84. So it's $84 total to go back and forth. And if we did it on the ride app, it would have been $120.
Okay.
$120 round trip.
She charged us that for 3 days of travel within 3 rides.
She charged us that
For 3 rides within the city of Addis.
within the city, which should have been
3 rides.
which should have been like 200 birr at most.
Yeah. So.
So anyway,
Moving on, but just giving you guys some references again, just so that you understand when you get here. Yeah, be happy to pay a little bit more. We are too. We're tourists. We want to feed people and give people the opportunity to earn a living wage for sure, which is why we tip. You know, when we can, we'll add more money to even their initial askings. But it's just the being taken advantage of that we're not here for. We want to see everyone eat, and we will help as much as we can. But when you are dishonest like that, you're dictating our terms for us. You're telling us what we should be paying you outside of, what the norm is.
Because we truly intended to leave her a little.
Yeah,
nice
of course.
thing.
Yeah, of course.
But we had to fire her, so.
It's a sense of entitlement. It's a sense of entitlement. Plus, we did her solids even just by bringing her stuff over here that, frankly, we didn't have to do. We were clients, not friends. We had never met her.
Okay, let's get back.
Let's get back to our glorious
day 5.
trip. So,
all right. So anyway,
day 5 actually started, if I can be truthful, with us doing a vlog about what happened with us with our old ticket situation. So now we've talked about it enough, so we're over it.
Okay, yeah, we went. So we went to a restaurant / cafe.
Yeah.
With pastries and coffee and food, and I had the nice chipsa, which is foot with.
Honey. Yeah, sweet and spicy.
Yeah.
I've yet to try it.
We're gonna get her some when they at Romina.
Yeah.
Because they make it with death.
They make it with taf, which is the grain of Ethiopia. Which is the
Ethiopia.
grain. I know, right? Excuse me. Which is the grain of Ethiopia. It's indigenous to here, even though now it's growing in other places like California and Iowa, yada, 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 yada. It is indigenous to here. And that the Dutch tried to trademark.
Appropriate it.
But
yeah,
we won't get into that conversation.
As they own and trademark it.
And that was just like 3-4 years ago, fam. But anyways, I digress.
What Europe's been doing in Africa for centuries.
I won't speak on it further, but anyways, it is indigenous to this continent, or sorry, to this country rather. Taf is indigenous to this country. It's the world's smallest grain. It happens to be alkaline, and it happens to be gluten-free. It is what injera is made out of. Although in the West, they oftentimes will add things like corn and barley and yada, 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 because it's expensive to transport teff from here. So check if you have an intolerance to gluten. Always check with the Ethiopian or Eritrean restaurant if you are outside of Ethiopia and Eritrea. If you're in Ethiopia and Eritrea, 95% of the time it's going to be tough anyways, because it's what grows here. But basically why he's taking me to Romina is because Romina makes their kacha, the bread, from taf, which means it's gluten-free. So for anyone else who's also gluten-free, there you go. And if I find more places in Addis, by the way, that serve gluten-free things like pastries and pasta, I'll keep you guys posted, because so far I'm limited to eating injera and salads, basically. Like, I can't partake in pastries and pastas that aren't gluten-free. But if I come across those, we still have another 8 or 9 days left. I'll definitely keep you guys posted. So,
yeah.
Keeping on. So he was enjoying his chip-chipsa. Is that how we say it?
Chip-chipsa? Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
Chip-chipsa. Yeah, so after that, we vlogged a little bit at the restaurant. Mm-hmm. And we thought we were running late because our driver, Jonathan, he was supposed to meet us at 11, but he got caught up in traffic. So we just came back to the flat and just watched a little YouTube, a little TV, until he got here. Until he got there to pick us up. So we were already packed and everything ready to go. So he came.
We actually picked up some juices as well.
Oh,
so once we left Brekkie, because I didn't have anything at that place.
What's that place?
The
garden place.
It was you that took us there, yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
we got to get the name of it, but
we got to get the name of it.
Garden. It's a restaurant, coffee house that's around a garden.
Yeah.
You know what I love about this place?
What?
It's like there's just boon coffee everywhere. You can have the boon ceremony anywhere and everywhere you go.
Yeah, but also fresh fruit juices are almost everywhere. Like, they were fairly easy to get over here. Fruit in general, and fruit salads, and salads, period. So for everyone that was mocking us when we were complaining about not being able to get raw, fresh salads. Well made, without iceberg.
One guy even told us to pack our own salads. We do.
Guess what, guys?
We already been doing that.
We do that, and now we finally
we don't have to.
We don't have to. And you know what? I guess okay. So this is what the missing puzzle was from our time in Nigeria. Is I just kind of pieced it together this morning. Yeah, I was thinking about this whilst we were having our delicious breakfast, our buffet brunch, which is included with our room charge, by the way. So another reason to come out to this phenomenal resort is that your breakfast and one massage is included. Ooh. But anyways, we'll get into that later. But it is because I have been traveling to these countries since I was little. And I've always had access to salads and fruit bowls and fresh juices. And I guess I had, without voicing it necessarily, without saying it, I had that expectation that I was going to find that just as easily in places like Kenya and in Nigeria. And I didn't. And what I didn't say to him and didn't actually verbalize was that, but I'm so accustomed to traveling to Addi, which is home, right? So Eritrea, and having those things. So that was where I was coming from, guys. So, and now he has seen it for himself, how easy it is as well. Yeah. Which is why, because that's primarily where I travel to when I come to the continent is Eritrea, because that's where my family is. it's always been easy for me to get those things when I'm here. So that was just an expectation that I had that wasn't fulfilled for me in Kenya and Nigeria. Not that I love those places any less, but for those of you who are like, where did she come up with these expectations, and why doesn't she bring her own salad? Because I never had to, frankly. I've never had to.
I see it.
Do you see it now? And then I made another connection as well, if I can just continue on this tangent for another minute. And I actually would love your feedback on this. Is it because the influence here between Eritrea and Ethiopia is primarily Italian, whereas the influence in Kenya and Nigeria is primarily British? And this is no shade to Britain and England and all the rest of it, because I lived there for years and actually am mad about London, honestly. Have loads of family, people that I love there. But the reality is, up until 10, 15 years ago, England was the laughingstock of Europe when it comes to food. Honestly, like it really was. Like, it was no piss taken. Like, it was really a laughingstock, because the Brits have never been known to have great cuisine or great food. That's changing now over the last 15 years. You see the Gordon Ramsays, the Jamie Olivers, and now you see them really like fusing foods from continental Europe, right, and kind of bringing into England and kind of making an intersection between British food, which is very heavy and starchy and meat based, with continental European food, which tends to be a little bit fresher. So being that I'm from a Mediterranean country like Italy, do you guys see how maybe the reason why it's easy for me to get things like this, raw fruits, salads, fruit juices, coming from a Mediterranean European country, is more accessible to me in a place like Eritrea and Ethiopia versus countries that were under British rule, and their food being primarily meat-based, starched, not as colorful, not as alive, not as raw? Could there be a link between that the colonial powers had two very different influences on the countries?
I could see.
Could you see the link there?
Sense now.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
I was just piecing it together because the Brits never really had great food, and we know that both Kenya, especially Nigeria though, more than Kenya, because Kenya still has a lot of Swahili influence, but especially Nigeria, a lot of the food that they eat today, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, Nigerians, is because of what the Brits introduced you to. So it's very starch based. When you guys have all the same fruits and vegetables that we do here, for some reason the diet isn't reflective of that. It's reflective of really heavy, starchy foods, even though your climate's actually hotter in Nigeria than it is here, or at least in Lagos than it is in Addis. Way, way hotter. So you would think that in that heat, you would eat lighter foods. You guys have all the avocados, all the rest of that. But the Brits, I reckon, their influence, because they didn't have good food to begin with anyways, introduced you to poor diet. And the Italians, love them or hate them, eat better than the Brits. So their influence on us, because we already had injera, all they added to us was really like things like pastas and pastries, but also a lot of salads. Like, Mediterranean countries are huge, right, on salads at the end of the day. You go to Greece, you go to the Middle East, even lots of raw salads. Like, so anyways, that was my little thought, but love to get everyone's feedback. And I'm not saying anything negative about any country, and I'm certainly not saying that one colonizer is better than the other. Please understand that. I'm just trying to create a cohesive storyline for as to why there is such major differences in how we eat.
Yeah, it's just a thought. It's just a moment of thought. Like, you know, your experiences make up how you think. So, I mean, it's your opinion, it's your thought, and everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Yeah, and I'm also posing it as a question because I want to know who else might see a link there or not.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we got the juices, right? Very accessible, not 2,500 birr or anything close to that.
That's our running joke. since we got swindled out of that. No, well, not swindled. Like, she kept charging us that amount. But anyway,
let those beautiful babies eat.
I don't care, man.
Yeah.
$120.
Yeah, 120, 100, whatever it was.
Is I mean, altogether is what she got from us is plus the other stuff. The 120 was for nothing. Basically, anyway.
At least she has beautiful kids. We hope they eat off of it. That's
Kids
all.
are
That's all.
beautiful.
Amazing. I love those kids. Love, love, love. But yeah, so we grabbed some juice. One for me. It was a mixed juice. One for our driver, Jonathan. And then we went back to the flat and just kind of chilled for about an hour because it was like a holiday that made Jonathan run late yesterday. Like, it was like a patron saint's day.
Yeah. Yep. And otherwise, he would have been there early on time. So yeah, man, we got in the car with Jonathan, and we was like, oh, we need to walk in this direction when we get back because there's lots of stuff that we saw that we need to see. We're getting on with the tour on our own now. We just decided to do everything on our own like we usually do, and most of the countries we've been to. So we got a whole itinerary when we get back, things to do and see and to capture. So the drive was a drive because of the roads, and we were driving in a car, so it would have been easier. We'd have got here even faster if we were in an SUV. So we were in a little, Toyota hatchback car, and it was just a beautiful landscape. Like she fell asleep, but as you saw all different terrain, from grassy knolls to desert to mountains to water. We saw everything. Saw camels, donkeys, just all kinds of stuff. People everywhere, nice houses, shanty houses. We saw just everything here. There's so much to see and do. Like, we're not regretful for doing it on our own now because we can just walk in any direction and just see stuff that we're interested in. But but the ride here was pretty nice. And we got here, like she said, an earlier time than we expected. And got to the resort, it was like, it was like, man, I can't wait to see what's in here. Yeah, and they're still building.
1:30 we arrived.
1:30, yeah, because we left around 12.
We left right at 12. It took us exactly an hour and a half, but like he said, had we had an SUV, we would have gotten here sooner, for sure. Yeah. It's meant to be a 40-minute drive, actually, from Addis, is what it says on their pamphlets here, is that it's technically 40 minutes outside of Addis. But there's a lot of construction happening right now.
Not 3 hours like our original tour guide told us. She's born and raised here.
Because she was looking to charge us 500,000 birr for that. Yeah, just kidding, but
that's why she kept telling us things were further than they actually were, so she could justify the charge. Man, it's like everything is coming into, like, we're just realizing. We're in a state of realization.
It's revelations right now.
Revelation,
in real time.
That how people can get away with things, but so they're building all over this resort still. And the perks that come with just staying here a day, you can't beat that. Like, you can't beat one free massage, free breakfast.
A skilled massage by a skilled masseuse, sorry.
Skilled massage.
Skilled masseuse.
Nicely priced, grooming, the free canoeing on the water. Everywhere you eat at, you can see the water.
Actually, the steam and sauna is free too. We're doing that tomorrow morning.
The steam and sauna.
We're doing that tomorrow morning.
Yeah, and just the hospitality, them bringing things to you. 24-hour room service. You can get something to eat at any time of the night.
And that view, right there. That view, guys.
Nice and peaceful. Quiet. So yeah. What did we do when we got here? We ate after we checked in.
We did a little happy dance, like, praise God, we are in heaven. No,
we were so thankful, so grateful for being here. And we went and got some lunch.
Some grub.
It was about 3 o'clock then.
Yeah.
So I had the soup. I had like this Thai curry soup with 3 types of fish in there. And we had hummus and
Fresh,
you
homemade
had,
hummus.
yeah, and you had a nice salad.
No iceberg, just a really nice salad.
No iceberg lettuce.
Yeah, really nice salad with
that stuff
cherry tomatoes, strawberries, just mixed greens.
And the reason we talk
onions.
we talk so much stuff about iceberg lettuce is because it's easy to copy. It's easy so in China, they make iceberg lettuce out of plastic. So this type of lettuce is easy to mimic, and it ends up in restaurants and on your plate. So
because it's a cheap crop.
Yeah,
and
so
not
a lot of places that have so-called salad, if it's iceberg lettuce, you're not going to get the nutritional value out of eating that, and you probably are going to just ingest toxic, harmful plastics.
100%. And of all the lettuces, iceberg lettuce is the only one that's not alkaline.
Yeah. So
mixed greens are alkaline. Watercress is alkaline. Kale is alkaline. For lettuces, not all greens, I'm saying, are alkaline. Spinach is not alkaline, but neither is iceberg lettuce.
Yeah. So, if you're out there and you want to eat something healthy, just to do something for your body, just make sure you have the mixed greens instead of iceberg lettuce. So after that phenomenal lunch, went back to our room, did a few things.
Yeah.
Then we took a walk around the resort just to have, just to map things out. They have this cool water park that was built 4 years ago. And unfortunately, right after it was built, Corona came. Vamona. I don't even know if we can say that word no more.
I don't think we
still
can.
can't say
I think
it, so
it's still
I'm gonna have to bleep
buzzwords.
that out. So the pandemic happened, and then everybody was out of work for 6 months, and then they reopened. The water park is nice. We're not gonna go to it because we thought it was cold, because we was in Addis, it was a little cold, it's a little chilly, but here it's hot during the day. So we could have actually brought our swimwear and partook of the water park, but we decided to just relax and chill.
Yeah.
Plus, I feel guilty that my son's not here to enjoy the water park because he wanted to go when we saw it on TV. So after we did that, walked around, we came back to the room, tried to hook up our fire stick so we could watch some TV.
We always travel with our fire stick, guys.
Yeah.
We love because the thing about Ishé and I is we are people that like to stay really busy during the day. We'll do all the sightseeing, we'll go to all the places. But after 6, we like to pretty much be at home and chill. Like, we're early to bed, early to rise, people who will get up, do things, but we like that downtime so our batteries can recharge. So our fire stick travels with us everywhere, so we have a little bit of Netflix at night.
Netflix and
whatever,
chill.
Little Netflix and chill.
Yeah, so when we got the fire stick hooked up, we was like, should we go out for dinner or just stay here, since room service is free and it's available all night? We have a stove.
It's a fire pit. Hang on, let me see. Can you all see that? Oh, you might have it. That's the fire pit, which they come and light at between 7 and 10. You can have it on each night. And man, it really sets the ambiance. Like, it's really romantic. With this view that you just saw of the lake and that fire that fire pit. And we have a whole table here. So it was just, you see, there's actually leftovers from our breakfast. So it was just perfect. We were like, let's just stay in.
Yeah, stayed in. We ordered food.
Yeah, and we ate out
to
here
the room.
on this space.
And we ate outside. And that was, by that time, it was like 8.
Yeah.
And I was actually tired, fell asleep with no problem. This is the first real sleep.
He was out by 9.
Yeah.
I was out by 10.
Yeah, first real actual sleep I had. So it only took 5 days, 4 days for
and
that
being
to happen.
outside of Addis, because honestly here again it's so peaceful and quiet that there's not much else to do but relax. And if you're a person that has struggled with anxiety like I do, since I've been out here, I've just been at peace. It's just, I can't do anything but relax. Even whilst I was getting my Brazilian, which normally gets me all tense and tight because I know it's an uncomfortable experience. If you've ever had a Brazilian, you know what that's like. I couldn't even muster up any anxiety in that space. It's just the environment just is not conducive to anxiety and inducing anxiety. It really speaks to how being in cities that are overcrowded and overpolluted and 5G and all these towers, yada, 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 create a lot of anxiety in the body, even if you're not aware of it.
Yeah.
But here, being in nature, there's just nothing that feeds that. So your body can't help it but regulate. Your breath rate comes down, your heart rate comes down, your thoughts slow down naturally.
Yep.
It's pretty remarkable, guys.
It is. And that was it for day 5 recap.
One of the best days.
Yeah.
I think that and spending the day also with my family, with our family, or with our relatives the other day was maybe 2 of the highlights thus so far.
Yeah. I mean,
So.
yeah, they deserve, they deserve more time with us.
Yeah.
We deserve more time with them.
Yeah. Because it was just nice to be around people that we know care.
Yeah.
And it was a safe space for us. And then here too, it also feels very much like a safe space. So.
Yep.
Yeah, so I guess that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed our recap.
Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be back with the vlog recap of day 6. Peace.